Are you ready for a fresh, bloody take on an old fairy tale? If so, The Ugly Stepsister will be right up your alley.
What's up, misfits and metalheads? Welcome to another episode of the Cutting Room Floor. We are from the band Cut Like This. I am Phil Black.
I'm Rose Black.
And today we're going to be talking about new movie The Ugly Stepsister, now currently streaming on Shudder, about one of our old classic fairy tales. Rose, why don't you tell them a little bit about this one?
Well, you guys, this was a jump out film for me. I was hearing stuff as soon as this hit like the Cannes Film Festival, and I was very excited about what I heard about this deliciously bloody body horror filled version of an old classic fairy tale of Cinderella. But this is from a different perspective. It's not from the perspective of Cinderella at all. It's from the perspective of one of her ugly stepsisters.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, and I think this was a really awesome, fresh new take. This was a swing for the fences. This director really walked the line and did something entirely different. Now, this director, her name is Emilia Blichfeldt. She is from Norway, as are the actors in this amazing film. They put on a fearless performance, doing some absolutely wild, and this brings a new meaning to the words beauty is pain. One of the things that I've always disliked about the modern takes on fairy tales is that they really strip out some of the much grosser, more horrible things that actually were depicted in the original fairy tales.
I'd say more than some. I'd say normally they strip out the majority of anything.
Definitely.
Especially towards how most of these fairy tales actually ended.
Exactly. And most of these things were supposed to be kind of a cautionary tale of sorts, you know? And so it was very different to really take this like totally different version. Sorry about that, I lost my thing. But totally different idea of how you go about this. And I think they did it in such a cool way. It starts off a little bit slower, but it still keeps like a pretty decent pace. And we've got for our the lead actress that we're watching, her name is Elvira in the story. She's depicted by Lee Myron. She's an actor and a fashion model from Norway. And she's known for Norwegian TV shows such as Jenter and It's All Relatives. Then we have Thea Sophie Lockness, and she plays the character Anna, who is the Cinderella character, and she is known for the Last Kingdom TV series, and she was actually also a voice actor for Twilight of the Gods, which is a very, very cool animated series about the gods in, the Greek gods and stuff. And we've checked it out before. Yeah. Really, really good show. Really bloody also. And she did a great job on that. She does a great job here. And then we also have one of the other main characters is Rebecca, the stepmother, and she's played by Anna Dahl Torp. And she's also in a movie called The Quake, which I believe is on Netflix still. That you can check out, and I think it's like dubbed and stuff. Anyway, Ugly Stepsister, wow. It really took me by surprise. I knew going in what it was about, but they do some really unique things. They have epic...
I hadn't. I don't think I saw a trailer going into this. I just knew the gist. It was like around the Cinderella tale, and it's called Ugly Stepsister, so I'm like,
yeah,
where are we gonna go?
Yeah, they really went for it. They swung for the fences, my friends, and I think that you guys are really in for a treat. The director noted as some of her inspirations to get into film was actually the film Amelie, which is from a director that I absolutely love. So, and she's also really inspired by Lars von Trier, and you can see that in this film. You can see a lot of that influence, and she actually used a costumer that works with Lars von Trier for the costumes for this movie, which is why they look so damn good. They really went for that authenticity and that feel and the richness of the fabrics and it's just they look really, really good. Like
Yeah,
it's not. This doesn't look like a cheap indie film at all.
I agree.
And that's a real testament because this is not a director that's known for like a lot of stuff, and like they really swung for
I
it and they did a
think this
great
is her
job.
first movie, this
It's
director.
not her first,
Oh, is it
but it's
not?
like the other ones are like Norway films, so we wouldn't have heard of
Mm,
them and
okay.
stuff. You know what I mean? So but this is like a beautiful feature film. Great camera work, amazing costuming, amazing fearless actors that are playing characters that are really not very good people. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, I
Like,
mean,
and
none
they're
of
just
Cinderella's family was very good
yeah,
people,
but even
and
Even the character, the Cinderella character herself, she's not a very good person either. Like she's doing a lot of shady stuff as well,
I mean,
and
can you blame
not
her? I mean, in
yeah.
all iterations of the Cinderella story, Cinderella's at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah, but she
Totem
starts
pole.
off at the top until she becomes, you'll see what happens in the story. It's really brave of them to have really gone for it with such a simple story and adding they really focused on these characters and the
Hmm.
insanity of like what would drive somebody to do the things that they would do, you know what I mean, for beauty. For they take it to a whole new level that is
Yeah,
insane. Like
I like
it's
how
very like surreal and very visceral and
I
disgusting.
like that
Like
they went there because I feel like the story is always kind of just glossed over on how bad the stepsisters wanted what they wanted to be with the prince, and
exactly.
it shows like the extreme like desperation that she truly wants to like get out of where she is and be with the prince. And
Also, the evil stepmother. Oh my
oh
God, this
yeah.
woman is deplorable. And you see how she gets her hooks in Elvira. Like at
Hmm.
first they have like the Cinderella is like the golden child, and then she screws up monumentally. So they're like, all right, like it's like and it's like the way that they pressure their her way she pressures her daughters because she's like we're gonna get this money, we're gonna
Hmm.
marry you to a prince, you know
Yep.
what I mean.
Like her whole everything was about that.
It was
It's like having
intense.
one of those crazy stage moms almost, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
like this brings a new level to like a
it's
stage mom kind of
a medieval,
character.
horrible medieval kind of
Oh,
version, like
it
whoop.
is it is absolutely brutal, like visceral and gross
It
with
just
all of
goes
the
to really show me how horrible people those characters were, thinking about our versions even of the story
oh
on
yeah.
how bad like the stepmother was. And it was mainly focused at Cinderella. In this one you get just more that she's generally just not a good person altogether, period. It's nice to kind of see it from a different aspect, and you're like, wait, that's your mom and that's her looking out for you, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is intense, it is
That's
intense.
her and she likes you? Like, oh.
Hmm. So, with all of that being said, let's get to our ratings. If you're not as familiar with this is our newest season. We are at episode 50. We're so excited. Thank you
Episode
for
50.
so we are very excited about that. We're excited to usher in a new season of awesome movie reviews.
Hmm.
We find out the best movies in streaming. Occasionally, we also manage to make our way to the actual theater and get you some fresh movies. So we'll see about that. If you'd like to see more of that, then drop a message in the comments. It
Hmm.
makes a difference, and it ups our engagement as well as it just gives us good suggestions for what to
Also,
check out
it
next.
might actually happen if you tell us.
Exactly. So we're rounding out our last minute. So here we go, real fast. Via chainsaws, 5 being awesome, 1 being wah,
Mhm. Like a little mini chainsaw.
that's
Barely
it.
has any
Yeah, it just
gas
has
in it.
any gas in it. How many chainsaws would you give the Ugly Stepsister,
All
Thorn
right.
Black?
I'm going to give The Ugly Stepsister 4 out of 5
Vroom,
chainsaws.
vroom, vroom.
I enjoyed this movie a lot. I like the take on it. I like the different perspective. I didn't see that coming. I like to see how horrible just it was for her in that world, and how bad the stepmother was and
Ooh,
everything,
she was bad.
and the little moments of you'll see when she sees like Cinderella at times because it's not focused on Cinderella, but why it just makes her even more mad, and you can kind of see why, you know. So, what would you give this?
I'm gonna give it a good old 4.5. I really, really loved it.
Nice,
I thought it was
nice.
fantastic. I had a great time. I thought they swung for the fences and did
Yep.
something really, really different. It's well shot. It's well thought out. Like very, like it was very intentional, and you can see that these people really put a lot of love into this movie. They really put a lot of attention into
Definitely.
all these little details. Even I knew a lot of things going into it, and I was still blown away with how they pulled stuff across. These characters are all kind of terrible people, and it's really fun watching them descend into utter madness.
Yeah.
Utter madness. Like it just really goes so much farther than you ever
It's
thought.
like
it was
you don't
gonna
want to
go.
feel bad for a bad character, but sometimes you actually do feel
Damn,
bad for a bad
damn.
character, and it's just like, ah.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
well done.
Yes.
Kudos
to you guys. Kudos. I doff my hat to you.
All right, I think that's about it for
I think
for
so
us,
too.
for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stream our music here on YouTube.
Leave
And we
us
have
comments.
a couple of music videos. We're here on Spotify and Bandcamp. Show us some love. We have new stuff in the works. So stay tuned and sign up for our mailing list. I think that's about all for us today. We are out.